And we are live. Boom! Just like that. Great schools, great properties, and great schools equals what? Well, today it equals myself and Brent Cole and Cooper McLaughlin. Welcome, guys.
Howdy.
Hi.
Nice to be back.
Welcome back. I have bad news. No hate mail this time.
No, come on.
I know. Where are you, YouTube? Wake up out there.
I mean,
Complain about something, will ya?
Maybe we have to talk about homeless people or something. I don't know.
I don't know. We need to have more divisive topics. Let's get to abortion immediately. So let's first of all, Brent, I know you want to bring this up because obviously school districts matter.
Right.
A lot of people live where they live because of schools. I know that's the case for me. I live where I live because of schools. You provided a great resource. I want to pull it up on the screen right now. This is a website, and this is a free website, right?
Yep, free website. It's greatschools.org. I tip my buyer clients on this a lot who are, actively seeking property, and they are, kind of in that window of life where they're thinking about buying a home and their kids are growing up, and so schools are a top priority.
So you get on here, you can see, you can just search via zip code, for example. So we have some properties today, and some different, we have Del Cerro property today, we have Point Loma property today, we have Mission Valley property today. Let's just throw one in here, 92107,
Sure.
right?
Ocean Beach.
That's Ocean Beach, or
Yeah,
what did it say,
or
was
106.
106, let's do
Either
Point
or.
Loma.
They're the same.
So you type in the zip code here. This is pretty cool because what it does is it gives you a map view and it shows you the great school rating. So this is out of 10. So you see like 10 out of 10 over here, 6 out of 10 over here. That's going to make a difference.
Yep.
That's a difference maker right there on the desirability of an area, the type of people who might be living in an area, depending upon where you want to be. 4 out of 10, difference maker.
Right. Not so great.
Difference maker. I'm not going to call, oh, shoot. I didn't mean to hover over it and have the name pop up. I'm not going to call out any schools because some of these schools, they're in the early stages, and whatever, they're getting better. But when you see 9s out of 10s, when you see, 10s out of 10s, this is a really good sign. This is a good sign that this area is well funded and has been for quite some time. It's a more secure area, so that is always a really good sign. And we're going to tie this into the properties that you're going to showcase for us today. So where are we starting?
Well, we're going to start in Mission Valley, and so this is actually a townhome at Casita, which is an award-winning community there in Mission Valley. Really modern. They have electric car hookups, great amenities like a big park, and
Casita.
Top-notch.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you know what? I had a guy actually who came up to me. Look at this kitchen. My goodness, this place is something.
Yeah.
Give us the specs on this, and I'll tell you the story of the guy.
So this is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhome. It's 1,306 square feet, and
beautiful.
Yeah, it's at the. So it is in. I'm trying to see which one of the communities. There's a variety of different architectural styles of buildings there, but this is on 2406 Aperture.
Aperture. Okay, so this is on Aperture. It looks like also here, if I just scroll back a little, there's got to be 10-foot ceilings, yeah? At least 9,
maybe
at least
10, yeah.
at least 9 footers, but I mean, it looks like they're 10 footers.
Yep. So if you're looking for modern and really clean turnkey, this is where this is it.
So 3-2 in Mission Valley,
Yep.
on Aperture, in Casita.
Yep.
What is the price range on this one?
So this one's listed at $689, and it was built in 2015, so it's newer. You're getting a newer home that.
Shoot, 2015. That's brand spanking new around
It
here.
is, yeah. It is.
I think
It
still
is.
got the wrapper on it.
Yeah, and you're in a price point where $689. It might be a great starter home, but you're centrally located. You have options for schools. You may, some owners may choice into schools if it's not your primary, but it is a very central location. Not only does that work for the commute, your whatever profession you're in, but
It's also a great community in this building, right? And
great
this-
community and just the lifestyle. You have this great outdoor spaces. and amenities to utilize. Plus the HOAs combined are 416 a month.
That is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's super low for a 3-bed. I mean, that big of a place to have a 416 HOA with, and they have pools and gyms and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's to the nines.
It
This
is.
place is bonkers.
Yeah.
So to get back to the story, you know, I'm eating at True Food Kitchen, and this gentleman comes up to me and he says, "Hey, don't mean to interrupt, but just wanted to let you know I watch your show, and in fact I bought a home in Savita because of a segment that I saw you do."
Yeah.
And so that gentleman,
Nice.
I said, "That's awesome. How do you like it?" And he says, "It's unbelievably awesome."
Yeah.
So that gentleman bought a house in this, or bought a home in this exact area, really likes it, was obviously happy about it, didn't curse me out. So, you know, felt pretty good about that.
Electric
always nice,
car
yeah.
charging stations there on site, and so you can roll your new Cybertruck in there and
Cybertruck.
plug it in.
So the windows aren't bulletproof,
Right.
after all, but it's still a pretty cool truck.
Yeah, right.
It's a cool truck, but you can, your Model S, you can charge it, no problemo.
No problem.
Nice master bedroom here. A really well designed. That's the cool thing about this newer construction is you get super efficient square footage, right? You don't have a lot of these awkward areas, which unfortunately is synonymous with a lot of the places in downtown. Some of the buildings that we've talked about, some of the buildings that are amazing buildings where they have awkward setups. Here you have Mission Valley, easy access to downtown. A $10 Uber and you're in downtown, you're in the gas lamp.
Plus, I mean, you have the walkability of, you know, you have IKEA, all of that stuff nearby. You have Fashion Valley, Mission Valley, all very, very close. So, you know, it's a very convenient location.
Good built-ins.
Low, you know, again, low HOAs, great amenities. So it's a great starter home. You know, oftentimes these cater to people who don't mind stairs because they are built vertically, and so they, you know, you have a 2-car garage that's attached, and then you can access directly into the home.
That's right. We should mention, we should
So-
reiterate 3 bedrooms. This is a 3-2
Yes.
with a 2-car attached garage
Yeah.
townhome.
So it's a great value, you know,
It is.
$689,000 with, that's essentially it's a new home.
Yeah.
So
2015 build.
Mhm.
There's another look at this additional bedroom here. It's got a little cutout there, the office. So
Well, and
really,
with
really
these
nice.
communities too, I don't need, that can't be overlooked, just that you have everything. You have the gym, you have a swimming pool, you have access to the trolley, all of those things, the shopping, restaurants now. They're redoing the Fashion Valley Mall, from what I understand as well.
This is the common area here too, which shouldn't be overlooked because one of the nice things about these communities is you can entertain very easily without having to bring people into your personal space. So for people who want to entertain but never pull the trigger because they're like, do I really want 70 people walking through the house? You don't have to do that. You have these cool community areas where you can invite, you can reserve, you can have people over, you can have awesome parties.
yeah.
And then you
But
don't have to,
the lounge closes at 10, so everyone's going to leave at 10
Yeah.
o'clock. So
not saying you have to go home, but you got to get the heck out of here.
that's it.
And then you don't have to mess with anyone going in your house. So that is a pretty cool piece too. And there's a shot of the pool. Look at this.
Yeah,
You kidding me?
it's-
Is this Las Vegas?
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks like Treasure Island.
Yeah.
That is bonkers. So this is, you're getting your money's worth. Some HOAs, you know, I struggle with it.
Yep.
This is, you're definitely getting your money here because it's not just one pool or 2 pools or one gigantic hot tub. You're also getting the gym facilities, the common areas as well.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great sense of community. A lot of people with dogs because you have that big park there. You can, you know, walk your pets around, and it's just it's a great lifestyle.
Let's give it the old greatschools.org litmus test here.
Yep,
Okay.
92108.
Let's go 92108, and then we'll talk about financing stuff and this particular opportunities within that here in just a second. So 92108, this is Mission Valley. Look at Mission Valley. Go, Mission Valley.
Holy smoly.
Surprising, huh?
What? Why is my scroll not working? Oh, so frustrating. Anyway, so, there we go. Look at this. 8s, 9s, and 10s everywhere. No yellows, no reds. Who knew? And this is taking you all the way up to Claremont, right? Tierra Santa reaches out to Allied Gardens.
Yep. So you get
College.
the other side of the canyon right there to the south.
But this is what's surprising to me right here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the south of the 8, you know, and you're getting 8s and 9s right along there. That's good stuff, man. That's really good stuff. So this is great because if you're looking at this place, you can see this dot right here represents the actual property location. And you can kind of zoom in and see, okay, well, what are these schools? Because these schools, this could be, okay, that's an elementary school, for example. This one here's an elementary. You know, where are the middle schools and the high schools? And, you know, it just kind of shows you all of these, and here's K through 8. So you can kind of see where the schools are around you and decide, you know what, hey, I like this 10 out of 10 guy right here. I think I'm going to try to see what it takes to get into Elevate Elementary.
Yep.
Is this property associated with that? And that helps you figure out a lot of things about whether that property is going to be desirable for you and your family. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And you ask, what does it mean? You know, often the buying cycle for real estate, people buy and sell according to, you know, the school year. So, you know, people want to be settled in when it's time for kids to go to school. So that's why we see, you know, a surge of activity there in the summertime as well. But, you know, a lot of people start doing their homework now. And, you know, this is a great tool to use, greatschools.org.
All right, Cooper, 2406 Aperture. Let's go through the financing breakdown here.
Excellent. So this, again, is, we like to highlight our professional loan program. So this gives an opportunity for professional people in specific areas such as attorneys, pilots, dentists, doctors, nurses, CPAs, physician assistants. I'm sure I'm probably missing someone here.
The list is getting longer.
It is getting longer and longer. And we have a great program at Flagstar Bank, which allows, with no mortgage insurance, 100% financing, all the way up to $850,000. So there are some restrictions. You have to be a first-time home buyer. You've got to have at least a 720 credit score. But all of the funds can be gift funds for closing costs. If you don't qualify with your own income, you can have someone co-sign as well, which is unusual for these types of programs. So they're really tailored to the first-time home buyer who's getting out of school in one of these professions or has been out for a couple years, getting on their feet, allows them to get in, you know, zero down, great rates, no mortgage insurance. The qualifying is very easy as well, from the standpoint that there's you know, no reserves required, 3 months, which is almost no reserves. I shouldn't say
Pretty
no
low,
reserves,
yeah.
but it's pretty low.
Low reserves.
Low reserves, we'll go with that.
And what you've calculated for us here, and what we've got on the screen, or what we will have on the screen now, is essentially a zero down payment situation. You could put something down. You can get 100% financing, but you could put something down.
Yes.
If you didn't, though, and you just took care of closing costs, this is basically what you'd be looking at based on today's scenario.
Right. So a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with all of that, $4,600 all in on a monthly basis. Can you even rent that for? I don't even know what. I mean, maybe $4,000 is what rent is. So you take the tax consequences and some of those things with owning a property, and I mean, it pencils out in a big way.
Yeah, and think of and with this program, which is obviously not the only program you have available or that's available out there, but it is a program that's specifically designed to help people get into a home.
Exactly.
Right? This isn't necessarily the last loan you're going to have on this place. This is get you in, right? Start taking advantage of the benefits of home ownership. Get yourself a tax deduction. Let's monitor the mortgage down the road. Let's monitor how this goes, how your qualifications go, your income increases, because you're talking about professionals here who are qualifying for this loan, whose financial circumstances are going to improve over time. And that's part of the reason why Flagstar does this program.
That is correct. And another thing to keep in mind, with a lot of these properties here in San Diego, when you do purchase, you're going to have to do some type of upgrades, or you're going to have to buy furniture, new appliances. And having the money in your pocket to do that is really a big deal. It allows you to get the home that you want and have some money left where, you know, you can still afford to eat out every once in a while.
Eat out, in and out?
Yes. IKEA.
Homeowners eat out at IKEA.
That's where you'll be spending your time.
That's right. All right, Brent, let's look at Birchwood Street here.
Birchwood,
Tell
okay.
us about this one, 737-500. Where are we looking at here?
So this is Allied Gardens. So again, another turnkey home. This one, You probably don't have to do a whole lot to it, just move in but
I see it says Casita there on the
Casita.
for sale
So that's
sign.
why I chose this one. This has a fully detached ADU, so it makes it really interesting. You know, having a Casita, you could, if you have a family member that you know, lives with you, they could have their privacy, have their own separate dwelling, or you know, maybe you want to have that as an income property.
I have some interesting news about Casitas as well. And I see your comments here. We are live on Facebook. We will get to all comments here shortly. What's really interesting about this property is, you know, you look at the curb appeal shot and you kind of go, oh, okay, unassuming, right? Like, all right. But then you go inside. This is one of those properties that has been, someone has really loved in this thing. I mean, look at that shot right there when you walk in the house of the open floor plan, the modern finishes. I love these surprise properties. When you open the door and you go, whoa, all right, now we're talking.
Yep.
I know why you chose this one, Brent.
Yeah, it shows well. It's, you know, it's got a nice flow to it, but it's 4-bedroom, 3-bath. So
That's
you
a
know,
good size
it's
home.
good size. I mean, it's 1,423 square feet, but you know, so that it's 3-bedroom in the house, and then that 4th bedroom would be
On the Casita.
Yeah.
Why do they
so-
call it a casita? Is it just sound better? Than
I
I think Casa is house, Casita
Yeah,
small house,
yeah,
right?
a little house, yeah.
Okay.
Small house, yep. So
All of our Spanish-speaking audience is
Yes.
going to be like, shut these gringos up, will you?
right.
So here's a shot without the furniture. So you kind of get an idea of what the actual space possibilities, you know, might be. You can see it's a very open setup. I love this layout. And they chose some great finishes. I mean, this is a very modern setup. I believe this is the master as well. Very spacious.
A lot of good light too.
Tons. Tons of good light in this home. And the Casita, now maybe this is the Casita here.
Yeah, so it has a little kitchenette. It has air conditioning, so you know, all new flooring, and you know, you're in Allied Gardens, so your proximity to USD over there. Maybe it's a USD student renting from you, but you know,
SDSU, not far away either.
exactly.
Yeah, you get a young professional in there, maybe someone who could eventually qualify for this program one of these days. You know, they're in school,
There you go.
they're on their way. Now, what's interesting about the ADUs, especially on the qualifications side, just found this out in the past few weeks, that if you're applying for VA financing, you can actually use the second unit
You can.
rental income if it has a separate address. So if it's not considered the same address, you can use that second unit, which is pretty cool.
And now, when you do an ADU and you get the permits, they do get a separate address.
Really?
So moving forward, you're gonna see more and more of that opportunity.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It
That's a
is.
pretty cool deal.
Yep.
Especially for all the military folks that we have in San Diego looking to purchase and make a smart investment.
Yeah,
You know, these are great investments.
Well, because it's considered a one unit still, so they still do the zero down financing, but they have the opportunity of qualifying with additional qualifying.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You having someone else help with that mortgage payment. So as you mentioned, Coop, lots of really good light here, natural light pouring into this home. Very spacious and open plan. This one's 737.5, right?
Yep, 737.5. It had a slight price reduction. It's been on the market now for 73 days. This one is Paul Williams' listing. I should give him a plug, but he was so gracious.
Thank you, Paul.
To let us talk about that. And then previously, Jordan Griffin let us show his Aperture listing.
So what do you think with this one, Brent? I mean, is the market missing something on this one for 737.5?
You know, usually pricing has to do with the you know, your initial positioning and whether or not it moves. But you know, we are heading into the fourth quarter here. Things slow down a little bit, so there could be it could be the layout, it could be the location, but
it's
you know,
not the finishes. Look at this.
No.
It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous listing. I
But-
think it's priced appropriately. I mean, honestly, you know, could you say, oh, well, maybe it could be 725 or something like that?
You might,
Perhaps,
and
but-
so that could be the possibility. But I would say, you know, let's talk about it and go take a look at the property. If the value's there or close, you know, write up an offer and see where we can get, you know, narrow it down to.
Yeah, I really
I like those finishes.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah.
I
clean.
can't get over it, man.
I do. It is clean. It's just, and it's got good light.
I mean, that is what everyone's looking for right there. When a property that looks this good hasn't moved, I think a lot of people may overthink it. You know, and believe me, the market misses deals all the time. That's part of the reason why we want to do the show.
Yeah.
Because there are deals that go missed all the time. All the time. Let's get to a couple of questions here, and then we'll talk financing on this particular property. So let's see. Jeremy Hornbeck says, protest against the cost of living here. There are too many homeless. My rent jumped 3 times in 1 year. Well, it's kind of what we're trying to promote here, Jeremy, is, you know, when you rent, you are subject to that. And it is an unfortunate reality of renting. If you don't know who you're renting from, or you don't have a relationship with somebody, you're just renting from, especially a corporation or something like that, yeah, they're going to raise the rent every single opportunity they get, because frankly, that's what they're in it for. They're in it for the rent.
They want to make money.
Yeah,
That's why
absolutely.
they built.
The whole purpose. So we're trying to help people find ways to be able to control their own destiny a little bit better. You know, when you're in a rental situation, as you mentioned, Jeremy, you feel like you want to protest. You feel like the world's against you. You feel like you know, you don't have a leg up and you can't get ahead. So we're trying to help you get out of that. That's what we're talking about here. Let's see, Robert says some schools are not listed at Great School site. That's true. Not 100% of schools are listed on Great Schools.
Right.
I don't know why some aren't. I don't think it's because they're necessarily bad schools or necessarily good schools, but just that they either aren't allowing Great Schools to promote them or whatever. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and SDAR, they have something that I also can send out to supplement this that will give you a lot of the schools that are not listed on there. But it's always something that you want to do your due diligence on,
Yeah, so
but it's a good, you know, it's a good starting point.
Brent will show you exactly the schools on any of these properties that you'd be looking at from an automatic standpoint. Let's take a look at the financing on Birchwood here. This Del Cerro property, $737,500. If you paid full price, Cooper, what are we looking at?
Yeah, so this one, especially when you back out the HOA fees, you find something that, you know, you've got a house with a casita, which, you know, from my own personal experience, you can fit some in-laws in or some parents, and makes a big difference for not only you, but for the kids as well. So something like this, I mean, $4,500 all in, on a monthly basis for a house like this, that is now, boom, that is a good deal.
Dude, I'm telling you, the sirens are going off right now. Like,
Yeah.
if I had my soundboard here, I'd be smashing it. For the casita, for the finishes, for that all-in payment. And remember, that's a zero down
Yes.
all-in payment
It is.
that we're talking about here. So that is not just a, hey, you're putting down 20%, you're getting you know, a great interest rate, you're getting, you know, all these great terms. This is a no mortgage insurance, you know, fully indexed payment that includes the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. There is no HOA, which is nice, but you still have the ADU. So when you look at this total all-in payment, you could also talk to yourself about, well, hey, how much would this be if we ultimately backed out what we could get in an ADU rental right there in Del Cerro? I imagine you could probably get at least $1,500? $1,500 for
Yeah.
that? So, you know, you would be looking at, I mean, a crazy situation where you could own this great home, this beautiful home in an amazing neighborhood. Your net coming out $3,000, but you get to write off all the interest.
Which is huge.
So, I mean, you can really do some math on something like this and go, man, what are we doing? I mean, I'm sounding the alarms on this one. This is a smoking deal, Brent. Great find here. 73 days on the market. That doesn't make sense.
And the rent's not going to go up. It's you know, you know where you're at. on the
Correct,
payment.
Jeremy. Yep.
So
Correct. All right. Let's see. What's up next?
okay, so sorry. All right, this one's in Point Loma. Of course, you know, we love Point Loma, but this was an exceptionally large lot, over 7,500 square foot lot. The house isn't that large. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. The address is 3646 Oleander, and this was a 1950s home built there. But you know, the reason why I chose this one, I know last time we kind of talked a little bit about
The
fixers
renovation, yeah.
and renovation. Although they've done renovations on this home on the interior, I think as a value add, certainly adding another bathroom or another bedroom would be a big value add. And I know that
How many beds and baths on this one?
well, this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath.
2-1, okay.
But it's on a huge lot, 7,500 to 10,000 square foot lot. So,
They're asking $850 for this?
they're asking 869.
$869.
is the list on it. So, maybe we can negotiate them down.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, you never know.
so
Whose listing is this?
yeah, this is Nate Wynette's list.
Okay. Nate Winnett?
Winnett, yep.
All right.
And
Yep, I know Nate.
he's with Res List.
Yep.
Yeah, he was nice enough to let us talk about it. And nice big flat lot, potential for an ADU or something like that. But they
True.
I did choose this one just because they show some renderings on here on improvements that can be done
Really?
in the backyard. So I thought it was kind of interesting.
They really went all in on the mid-mod with this particular property.
They did.
I love it when that happens. I love it when people just grab a style and go with it. I mean, this is like the whole shebang, mid-century look.
Yep.
And it was built in the 50s originally, so
Yeah.
it's almost like a restoration of the 2-1 from the very, the exterior of the property to the cabinets to everything that they've laid out here. I think it's cool, man. I dig it.
It's got a super clean, modern look to it. Single level.
That's
So-
nice.
Yep.
So why is it, for Point Loma with that big of a lot, why is it, I would expect this to be priced a little higher.
Yeah, you
Well-
said fixer, and I'm like, what? This
Well,
thing is
It doesn't look,
The interior of the home, it's
Yeah.
turnkey, but it's because it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. You have the
Mm.
1-bath. Again, in Point Loma, this is entry level Point Loma. So,
true.
adding a bathroom
Yeah.
and a bedroom, what's that going to cost you? And so, maybe that's something that is all, grouped into a construction loan
yeah.
for improvements. Certainly, there's comps in Point Loma well over $1 million.
This place is gorgeous, man.
And
Honestly.
you have a good start. Great bones, and
Do you know if these are all cabinets right here, Brent?
I don't.
Or if that's just like an accent wall? Because it looks like it's coming off the wall a little bit. See the depth difference
Yeah.
between the fridge and
Yeah,
that?
I think it is, but
These could all be cabinets to be huge storage if that's the case. Huge. It looks like it is. I feel like there's some depth right there. You see the shadows up there? That looks like cabinetry, man. Which is nuts. If that's all cabinet
Yeah.
space.
yeah. So just kind of everything's concealed, real clean look to it.
Super clean.
They have the kind of waterfall edge there. with the-
Recessed lighting just all the way through this whole big open
So they
space.
definitely spent money on the improvements on the home. If you wanted to take it to the next level, you have the space to grow.
Yeah, but if you want it, if 2-1 is good for you, you're in great shape here. Now this looks like it was the garage.
Yep.
So is this considered one of the bedrooms, or is this just a bonus room?
Yeah, so there may be some unpermitted space that they don't.
I would be surprised
on
if
here.
they could put that and list it
Yeah.
on the on the
So this is a
MLS.
bonus room then? Because that
It
certainly
appears
isn't.
to be.
It certainly isn't one of the bedrooms.
Mhm.
I mean, I would certainly estimate that they're not counting this as a bedroom. So this is a bonus room, which would be a very big bonus room.
Yep.
If it's the garage with the bonus room here, it looks like there's a window, I think, or maybe it could be a 2-part door. I can't quite tell right there. But that is pretty awesome. It looks like they have a little kitchen set up in there, create some additional space, a little dining room, a little playroom. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yep.
That's a big deal.
So actually the lot's closer to 10,000 square foot, and it's a canyon lot. So you do have views. It's more city views, not really water views. If you were to go up, you might get a little peekaboo towards SeaWorld, that direction. But
Okay, yeah, here's another look at the same bonus room area. It's right off the kitchen. Looks like they've got some barn doors set up there and a Murphy bed in here. So I'm just really curious if they're considering this one of the bedrooms or not. But you can see how spacious this is. There's a dining table in there. There's an office set up in there. There's a Murphy bed in there. There's a bunch of play stuff in there. Also, I spy at the top
Projection?
that right
Yeah.
there is a
Yeah.
projector, y'all.
Yeah.
So they have really dialed in
Yeah.
this bonus space.
nice entertaining space for sure.
That is pretty cool, man. pretty cool. Here's definitely one of the other bedrooms, which is very spacious. Big, big bedroom.
Yeah, so that must be a bonus room then.
It has to be, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So I think that's a pretty good value, man. And you're right, there is a really big backyard, which we'll get to in a second. Just really clean throughout. There's the yard.
Yeah, so the garage was converted to an office room.
Okay.
So whether or not that's permitted, we'll have to dig into that a little bit further.
See if that adds into the square footage.
Yeah,
or
but look
not.
at that flat, usable lot. That's what I'm talking about.
And views, unheard of, bro.
Mhm.
Unheard of. They want $869, you say, for this?
869. It's
Cooper,
been
am I
on-
crazy? Or is that just bonkers deal?
I don't get it. I mean, that's a bonkers deal. I didn't.
I'm right now.
Yeah, I mean, that is phenomenal.
Well, and
Get out the checkbook.
Somebody is
Yeah.
gonna see this and buy this house, because so many people that I talk to are looking in this area and they're like, I can't find anything under $1 million.
Yeah.
it's just limited supply, and great schools nearby.
True
So,
story. That's for sure. Yeah, we pulled that up actually first to show the Great Schools website. Big enough room for that's a huge playground, and you can still have an ADU there
Yep.
easily. That's just a huge flat yard with a view in Point Loma, dialed in home. I mean, dude, this is something. Oh, wait, here, this the other side of the
Yeah.
yard. We couldn't even see in the last picture.
Yeah, if you, as
Well,
you-
with 10,000 square feet.
right,
Dude,
Yeah,
that's a quarter acre. You know,
So
I mean,
it
it's-
is.
put in the swimming
Yeah.
pool and the ADU, if you want.
Yeah, you
So,
could get them both. This is wild, man. This is one of those ones I think the market just missed on. How long has this one been on?
It's been on for about a month.
Just a month?
So,
okay.
yeah.
So there
Yep.
could be some action
Well, they
already.
started right at 9 at 899. They've come down, so they're at 869 now. So nice $30,000 price reduction here, and
They're looking to move it. Yep.
yeah.
Well, and I think in that area too, you probably have people that need, 3 bedrooms or, just with the family makeup and.
That's true. That's true. And this this is the view here. You come to the edge of the yard. I mean, that
Gosh, I'll take that view
is right,
too.
bro. I mean, I don't. I'm kind of blown away here that this is on the market. I can't imagine this lasts long.
Yeah, and we live over in Point Loma. Great schools, like I said, nearby. But this is over in Loma Portal area, kind of by Plumosa Park.
Okay.
And they have renderings of what can be done here on the MLS. I don't know that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that actually, we just went trick or treating over in Loma Portal, and it's amazing. People really deck out their houses.
Oh, the
you
Christmas
have
lights over there too.
Christmas lights.
Yeah.
You have Loma Portal School. You have Liberty Station nearby. You have that urban walkability, good schools nearby. You are near the flight path, so some of these homes do qualify for the quieter home. So triple pane windows maybe and AC. Whether or not that was done already, I know that this does have AC, but
It's a cool rendering.
yeah,
It's a cool rendering. It's a good idea. Throw the master, build a master bedroom, essentially extend that out there onto where that porch is right now, and just set up the home theater, system set up here, sort of, the couch and all that's in the garage, sort of the way that it is, and then make a laundry room here. This all makes sense.
Well, and the lot's big enough where you can extend a single level property as
Right.
well. So
Yeah.
you really get a fantastic, just larger mid-century.
yeah. Or if you wanted to
Property.
accentuate on the view, you go up, and
You could.
there you go.
You could, dude. We could talk about this property forever.
Yeah.
Look, that's what they did. So that was what the rendering was. They built that master bedroom on the back, and they built the view, deck up there, and that is a pretty good idea. That is definitely a sketch.
Yep. There's your
There's a
dialed
rendering.
in backyard.
Yep. Boom. That is some professionally done stuff right there. That looks so real. It's crazy.
So yeah, I selected this one just because you could, if you have a vision,
Wow.
it's going to cost a little bit to do some of these things, but again, you're in a neighborhood that certainly will qualify for, if it's a larger home, it will appraise. Most
Yes.
likely if you have the square footage and those value add items.
Yeah, with that kind of lot, that's pretty phenomenal. Great views.
And this is Oleander, right?
Yep.
So 36, 46.
46 holding under.
All right, Coop, let's look at this one here. So 0 money down on a special 7-year ARM program.
Yeah, so this is slightly over the 850 limit, and we have gotten exceptions to go. I mean, it's 19,000 over. I don't think that's a stretch. So the zero down on this. Again, this with you remove HOA fees on a property like this in Point Loma. Now this is zero down, so you're getting in for around $5,300 all in. Now is what this will allow, you have that money to do some of the remodel that we just saw. So you dump the money that you saved on the down payment, so you're not putting 20% down or 10% down. You build out what you want to have, all of a sudden you're getting $1 million appraisal.
Easily.
And you know, you're in a whole different ball game when it comes to financing at that point. But this allows you to get in, save your money, do the stuff that you want to do to that house, maybe increase the bedroom if you've got another child, something along those lines. And it's really about leaving the capital in your hands to do these kind of improvements.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity. All in all, I mean, however you can get your hands in this property, I suggest you do
Yeah.
it. This is one of those ones where, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, because usually when we look at houses that are $850 in Point Loma, they're dumps,
Right.
complete dumps, teardowns.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you get for you're buying a lot in Point Loma for $850.
Right. This one you can move into. It's got, you know, it's got great bones, like I said. And then if you are in a situation where you have time to grow and expand, this might be a great fit. And then, you know, down the road a couple years, as your kids grow, you have good school options. It's a great neighborhood.
And we have one more property today. This is a special one. This
Yep.
is not on the
This is a
market
bonus. Not on the market. Doesn't come on the market till January.
till January.
January.
Okay, so as I said, we're doing holidays.
Yep. This one's
One
coming
more
soon.
time.
Yeah, this is a sneak peek. So this is a Compass coming soon. So
This is a Compass coming soon. It's in Bay Park. Yeah.
this one's in Bay Park. This one's unobstructable views.
Look at
It's
that.
right on
Wow.
Marina Boulevard. I can't really see the address from here, but you're right
3309.
3309 Marina Boulevard. So imagine that, you know, we've all seen this view on the freeway when the sun's setting and you get the silhouettes of the palm trees and everything. But what's important, this is right along the transit link.
Okay.
And you know, that trolley line that's going to UCSD to downtown, that's going to be nearby. There's going to be infill development nearby. But this one, in talking to the agent, because I can't see, I can't see from here, but maybe you can give her a plug for me. She's
Oh, the
a
listing
Compass-
agent?
Yep, she's a Compass agent. You
Let's see.
scroll down. Maybe it.
Emma Lefkowitz.
Yep. It's
So
Emma. Yep.
Emma Lefkowitz, Brian Tegg.
Yep.
It's their listings. They're coming soon. They're also with Compass, and so and it looks like they're pre-listing this for $850.
Pre-listing for $850, so it would qualify for the professional loan.
Mm-hmm.
Again, big views. You have those tremendous views right there. What's unique about it, you can't tell from this picture, but that the garage that you were seeing is offset to the left from the living room. If you were to build an ADU on there, that would have front row views as well.
Build
but
an
it would-
ADU on top of the garage.
on top of the garage, but you would not impact the view of the living room.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Mhm.
Wow, so you've got usable space right
now
there.
that's a deck, but you know, again, if you were to add to that, you could have a source, an income source
Yeah.
there, right along the transit link, and so you know that makes this property, you know, pretty interesting, and you have a lot of options with it. But
Well, and
big
the
view
views
property
too.
coming soon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The views are so key.
This is yeah. Oh, dude, these. I mean, this is. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know, that is pretty amazing. We should also mention the website you guys are using for this stuff, insdhome.com. A lot of people were asking for that in the last segment. A lot of different possibilities out there, and I think what's great about this is we get to see. You know, we basically just say, "Hey, Brent, go ahead and go find some crazy deals that have the market has missed, or people have just somehow not collected the reality of the value in these different properties." And every time you're able to find ones that I'm just like, man, this is nuts.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Well, I have clients that are looking, and they're looking in hot neighborhoods where, you know, turnover is really quick. You got to be able to pull the trigger very quickly. So that's the advantage of coming soon. So hearing about properties before they hit the market, it's always a good thing. So maybe getting in there and having a first shot at it. That's why we have those. So
Now we have, I believe we have a financing workup for this as well, Coop.
Yeah, we should.
Marina.
And it's important too, especially in some of these hot areas that Brent's talking about, is to get everything set up ahead of time, so you're not chasing the tail, which it opens a door. So if you get fully approved, fully underwritten before you even start submitting offers in some of these areas, it allows you, instead of doing 30-day escrows, you can do 15-day escrows, things that are attractive to sellers.
sure, yeah, it gives the seller complete confidence in the buyer, knowing that they have a fully underwritten
Yes.
buyer that's ready to go. That it just kind of takes that pressure off.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the financing contingencies and the big question mark and the stress that goes with some of those transactions. Yeah, this again, another great deal. I mean, all in, zero down, around 51, 5,200. It allows, again, the big thing with these programs, they're for the professionals, the attorneys, doctors, dentists, CPAs, I already said attorneys, nurses, pilots, and physician assistants, and pharmacists. Yeah, thank you. And all this will be in the NSD Home website, and I'm sure I missed a few of them. But it allows for these people, when they're starting out, they get into a home. It's so hard to save for these down payments.
That's really the big crux for a lot of people, is the down payment.
They can
really
afford the monthly, but saving for the down payment is a killer. This allows them to get into the home, get it furnished, do the work that they want, and then walk into some additional equity, hopefully at that point. And it really opens the door and allows them to start this idea of home ownership, which we had the viewer earlier who talked about renting and how you have no control and you're just at someone's mercy.
Yep.
And it's so true, especially in San Diego. On properties, especially single-family homes, there's just not many of them.
Right.
So if you're renting, you're at the mercy whoever is renting that to you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you better have a long contract, but a lot of people are afraid of
Yeah.
that. And so you end up doing these short contracts, especially the big luxury rental apartment buildings. They love putting people on 7-month or 10-month because they're
Most
just
of them
trying to
have
increase.
12-month requirements. So.
Yeah, or 12 or 15. They're always doing these shorter term because they like to be able to sort of hedge. They want to be able to bump you $50, $100.
Yep.
They're always trying to angle in that.
Yep.
So they don't want to do. I remember one time trying to help a friend who needed to rent for a couple of years, and just from a credit standpoint, I was like, well, let's, we know it's gonna be 2 or 3 years, so let's negotiate at least now at a certain rate and try to get you to, and they would not do it.
Yeah.
They would not do it. I said, listen, I'm trying to help someone commit to you for years.
Yeah.
You guys don't want to do it? They don't want to do it because they rather bump you up. They want to nick it. They don't want to be locked into a certain rental rate in San Diego. That's just how it is. So unfortunately, Jeremy, what you experienced is the norm. That's the norm. That's the status quo. That is not something to be surprised about. This is why we're doing the show, where we're trying to show you some deals. And hey, I will tell you this. Brent can find you deals at all price points. So we may have started at $689 today and gone up to $869 or whatever it was exactly. I can't remember. But you're looking at different price points. Brent can find you deals all over the place. So don't think that you're stuck to these price points, specifically. But whatever price point you're looking in, Brent can help you out there. So guys, thank you so much for coming in today.
Awesome.
Another
Yep.
great,
Awesome.
Happy
great
Thanksgiving,
segment.
everybody.
Yes,
too.
happy
Yeah,
Thanksgiving,
happy
everyone out there.
Thanksgiving.
Hey, share this with your friends. Make them smarter than everyone else. We'll see you next time.